lovely lot. Welcome back to another video. My name is Mike and today I join you from England. I decided to go back home for a little while. Today I wanted to talk about 5 common mistakes that native English speakers make. English is so hard, even the natives often make mistakes. A lot of English learners feel bad when they make mistakes, but they shouldn't. It's a normal part of the process. So here we go. Number 1, double negative. It hurts to hear, but English speakers often don't know how to use a double negative. It's frustrating because as a native, it's so simple, it's so easy to use, but people just purposefully choose not to do it. And there really should be no excuse. You might hear a sentence like, "We don't have no money," if someone doesn't have money. Or maybe, "I don't have nothing," if someone doesn't have something. But these are both incorrect, and as an English teacher, it pains me, it hurts to hear people talk like this. In English, we have to use a negative word followed by a positive word when saying something negative. If you haven't got money, then you say, "I haven't got money." A dog in the background. But saying "I don't have no money" is incorrect because you're using 2 negatives in a row. In languages such as Spanish and Portuguese, this is correct. This is how they talk. But in English, it's the opposite. If we use a double negative, that's to say a sentence with 2 negative words, in English it has the opposite effect. It actually makes it positive. So, "I don't have no money" means that you do have money. "I don't have nothing" means that you do have something. It means exactly the same as a regular positive sentence. And that's why it hurts so much to hear people say this. Because it's so simple for a native, but people choose to be wrong. Number 2, of versus have. Okay, so this example is more an example that we see in written English. It's very common in English to see a native write of instead of have. People often write how they talk in a regular conversation. And in a fluid, flowing conversation, of and have sound very similar, almost the same. For example, "I would have gone to the shop." It sounds like of. I would of, I would have, I would have gone to the shop. "I should have bought more food." "Of course I can help." The words both have the sound of. It's more common to see have misspelled as of than the other way round. It's things like this that really make me see that quite often English learners actually write better than English natives. So if you ever feel bad about your English skills, know that there are millions of English people who definitely write worse than you do. Number 3, on accident. This is another mistake that I hate. A lot of people assume that on accident is an Americanism. It's an American English way of talking. But I disagree. It's an incorrect way of talking. American English would still say by accident, as would we in British English. I still consider it a mistake, and many institutions such as Cambridge would agree. On accident just sounds like something a child might say when they're still learning how to speak. The correct way is, of course, by accident. Like I say, this is something only really said in the US in American English. But it's said by adults and children alike, which makes it very strange. And it's only really said in spoken English. It's not really written for some reason, which is why I think it's considered a mistake. Just remember, on accident, bad. By accident, good. Number 4, past participle.
Who's the hottest Uber driver you've ever had?
I never went to Uber Jabber.
I never went to Uvu Java. Again, it hurts to hear when people talk like that. It hurts because it's not really a mistake. In the US, they often use the past simple form when they're talking in the present perfect. They don't really have the third form of verbs. Instead of saying "I've eaten," They'd simply say, I've ate. It's actually more simple like this, and it means that learners of English have one fewer verb to learn. However, I, as a British person, would still consider this to be incorrect. To me, it sounds a lot worse and it makes less sense if somebody says, I've went, instead of I've gone. It sounds like someone is just being a bit lazy. Because of this, some people only use the past simple. They don't even touch the present perfect, which of course means the language in general loses something. It's such an easy thing, and I believe as a native, there should be no excuses for making this kind of mistake. To be, was and were. The last one is the one that hurts me the most because it is by far the most simple. A lot of native English speakers don't even know how to use the verb to be. One of the first things we're taught when we learn any language is how to conjugate the verb to be. We learn I am or was, you are, were, we are, were, he, she, it is or was, they are, were. So why do natives not always know how to use them? It's common, very common to hear, for example, you was, when you was young, or they was, or sometimes even you is. It's obviously not all natives that do this, but it's a large amount of natives, and I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I hate mistakes like this because, again, I think it takes something away from the language, and it's just because of laziness and I guess fashion, but I'm not really sure. Okay, so that is all of the mistakes that I wanted to tell you about today. If you make these mistakes, then hell, maybe you are an English native as well. And if you don't, it's clearly because your English is better than that of an English native speaker. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you lovely lot next time. Bye bye.